Trump's 28-point peace plan just sent shockwaves through Europe. And honestly, once you dig into it, you get why Kyiv's freaking out and Brussels is basically pacing in circles. On the surface, it looks like a clean way to end the conflict. But the fine print? Whole different story. First thing Trump throws down is a full ban on Ukraine ever joining NATO, which instantly rewires the entire security map of Eastern Europe. Then he adds a United States security guarantee, but not as some freebie Washington wants financial compensation. And knowing how these deals usually roll, we're talking billions, maybe hundreds of billions, funneling into American pockets over time. It gives the whole thing a kind of Godfather vibe. Then comes the sanctions snapback clause. If Russia steps across the line again, every single sanction lifted in the deal slams back into place automatically, and any recognition of new borders gets wiped out. Trump even floats bringing Russia back into the G8, like he's offering Moscow a VIP comeback tour. For Washington, it's manageable. They write off the $100 billion plus already sunk into Ukraine, close the file, and move on. Europe, though, totally different picture. After 3 brutal years, energy shocks, industries collapsing, skyrocketing, costs the continent already feels like it's limping. Now, Trump's plan says Europe has to cough up another $100 billion for reconstruction, even though Brussels doesn't have that kind of cash unless it straight up grabs more Russian reserves. And Europeans know exactly what that means. They pay the bill while the United States walks off with the contracts and leverage. So when Washington dropped an ultimatum on Kyiv, basically moved toward the deal or all American military and intel support disappears by Thursday, the panic got real, and the whole fight now centers on Russia's frozen reserves. Moscow's $300 billion stuck in Western systems gets sliced into buckets, and every slice benefits Western interests. The first $100 billion goes to Ukraine reconstruction, led almost entirely by United States companies, with Washington taking half the profits. The next $100 billion has to come from Europe directly, something most EU officials say borders on impossible in the middle of deindustrialization and soaring debt. And whatever cash is left gets pushed into a joint United States Russia investment vehicle. That sounds cooperative, but basically means Russia isn't getting its reserves back. Those funds get locked into long-term projects, mostly in territories Russia controls, tied to mines, rare earths, and critical resources the United States desperately wants for tech and defense. And that connects to the deeper game, minerals. Ukraine's been hyping a $15 trillion estimate of what's underground. Probably exaggerated, but what matters is that there's real strategic material in those regions. The United States wants in, Russia wants control, and China's watching because China dominates the refining side over 90% of global capacity. That feeds straight into the bigger financial shift that's been brewing ever since the West froze Russia's reserves. Governments worldwide suddenly realize their money isn't as safe in Western banks as they thought. Before the war, countries were quietly buying about 15 tons of unreported gold a year. Now it's over 200. India's dumped $23 billion in United States treasuries. China, about $60 billion. Brazil's dumping too. Everyone's hedging because trust in the dollar system is slipping. China's been prepping for this moment, pulling back from United States debt, expanding yuan-based lending, building a parallel financial network, and stacking gold like crazy, buying tons while officially reporting tiny amounts.